Most people, they think of success like a movie montage. What do they show? They show Rocky taking a fight. They show Rocky running in the snow. They show him in the shed lifting some fucking rocks and like bench pressing sheep over his fucking head and all kinds of crazy shit. And went out and beat the shit out of fucking Drago. But it's not reality. But that's how people look at success. They look at it like you do a few things. I fucking ate right for 3 days. Why am I not a fucking fitness model? I did my tasks that I needed to do. I sent 5 emails. Why am I not running a $10 million company? Because they don't understand what mastering the monotonous means. It means doing the shit that most people are too fucking undisciplined to do day in and day out to the best of your ability. You have to literally visualize the connection between what you're doing on a day-by-day basis, aka the monotonous, with what you're wanting.
You got 24 hours in a day. 8 hours you sleep, right? And most people work a 9 to 5. Okay, so we have 16 hours. We got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we'll be at night. There's 19. Take your hour to get ready. So we had 20 hours. So I cannot spend, you guys cannot spend 4 hours sending photos to other people. Y'all got to get focused. I'm where I'm at because I'm focused.
What's up, what's up, what's up, good people? Welcome to episode 20. Count it, 20 episodes that we've been coming on here live, rocking with you guys. Every episode, I try to get a little bit better. I got a bunch of stuff over here on the floor, paintings that my crafts that my daughter has made for me to be able to put up. I got some music stuff over here. I'm doing the damn thing, right? And it's because we're at episode 20. And truth of the matter is, I done made 6 figures already from YouTube from these 20 episodes. And that was a lie. Absolutely not. I do this for fun. I do this because I care. I do this because I want to. This is called Compin Atlanta, where we do comp properties. We do talk about business, real estate, and everything that is taking place in Atlanta. That's because that's where I am. And this is a show that is for everyone that is actually involved in real estate, and also for people who are not in Atlanta at all, right? And that need the help. So what we're going to do is we're going to get things situated. I got some people in the background. My team is here with me. We're going to get that all going. And I'm actually going to bring on my first guest. But before I do so, I really want to make sure that everybody is aware of those 2 videos and why I put them on and how it all relates to where we're at in this market, how important it is. But I definitely want to say what's up to everybody, man. We got some fans in the house, some family members, some friends, people that are rocking with us and been doing so, and I definitely appreciate it. And we're going to get things moving. So let's get this thing started. First, I'm going to bring on Ashley. She is our acquisition manager. This is going to be a really good episode because we're going to be talking about cash buyers and why and how it's important to be able to work and deal with cash buyers. So I want to bring on my full entire team so you guys can be able to see that this is something that if you don't have, how it affects the whole team. It starts from the end, and we'll dive a little bit deeper into that. So shout out to Mr. Carter. Shout out to my guy, Daryl. What's going on? We got a bunch of people that's in the background. I appreciate the love. Appreciate the shares, too. If you are sharing this, I really, really do appreciate it. Because again, the more people that we get to be able to understand how business works in Atlanta, real estate works in Atlanta, what's going on, Betsy? But also understanding how, I mean, listen, you know how they say well, if maybe you don't know, like I'm from New York, right? In New York, they say, if you make it here, you can make it anywhere. And the truth of the matter is, if you understand how to do business, real estate in Atlanta, I feel you can make it anywhere because Atlanta is not quite like any other market. Trust me, I know. And so we're going to dive into it. What's going on, Frederick? What's popping? What's good with you, man? All right, let me get some of the people up in here. Let me get my girl Ashley to come on up. Ashley, how are you?
I'm doing well. How's everybody doing?
Man, listen, if you guys are loving the fact that Ashley is here, show some love. Put some what you want? You want rockets? You want fires? What you want showing up in the chat, girl?
I think I want to see the little smiley face with the glasses on.
Smiley face with the glasses. I love it. If you guys are excited, let's see what's going on. Show some love to my girl Ashley, acquisition on the team, who's killing it. Send some smiley face with the glasses, with the shades. Gotta put them on. What's going on to everybody that's coming through? I'm loving this, loving this. There we go. We got this the geeky glasses though. I don't even know that meant towards you, Ashley. Is that what's going on?
I'll take both.
Okay, yeah, you like the geeky. All right, I love it. I love it. There we go. We're getting some love to your way, Ashley. A mixture. Look, you got the funny nose guy. You got I love it. I love it. And the coolest thing is in my experience in doing this, we've kind of built a community. It's just a bunch of us now that, we know each other and we rock with each other and we vibe in all the time. And so it's really, really good. Actually, what I want you to do, I'm going to put you on the spot like I always do, right? Always stretching, right? I want you to talk to everybody real quick on the importance of having the right mindset. Explain to everyone what we do, right? And how when we start our day, why we started the way that we do and how important that is and how that's impacted you in like doing business and moving forward for the rest of the day.
Oh, I love this so much. Okay. So mindset has been such a game changer and just like getting into like that right mindset. And Eddy, I think you have it structured so well. And so where it's like little steps that you take daily just to kind of get to that point, but it's such a huge like change that you're making just by taking these little steps and taking these like tiny action steps. So one of my favorite parts in our morning huddles, we do like a Colgate smile. I'll start there because this is probably one of my favorite things. So we do this thing, it's called the Colgate smile test. And you wake up, as soon as you like open your eyes, you pray or whatever you do to kind of get the day going. You put on this crazy big cheese Colgate smile. And the purpose behind it is to kind of get you to kind of feel like the change. So you're smiling and you're using these like face muscles and you're like intentionally smiling. And so you want to do this until you kind of feel that shift from whatever you might have been feeling before. Even if you're feeling good before and you're smiling, you're just trying to get that day going in the right direction. So starting off with this like Colgate smile kind of gets you going in the right direction just from the get-go. So I thought that was really cool. And since implementing that into like my daily routine has made it sound so silly because it's the simplest thing, just smiling, but it really makes a huge difference in my opinion. So I highly suggest everybody doing it. Sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes you're going to hold that smile for like 45 seconds. Sometimes you hold it for like 3. It just depends on what kind of day you're having, but it truly makes a big difference. Another thing that we strongly do in the morning, like believe in, is I get to instead of I got to. So you might wake up and you're like, gosh, I have so much to do today, or there's all these things that are kind of going through your head and like to-do list or kind of things you just need to knock out for the day, and it could get overwhelming. But if you switch that to, instead of saying I gotta do all this stuff, to I get to, just that simple phrase and like really meaning like, okay, I get to call sellers today. I get to help somebody in need who needs help. I get to change someone's life. And so just getting to kind of switch that and get that mindset makes a difference also. And then the big guns. We do a thing and we call it the big guns, and it's kind of like if you're really having a day and the Colgate smile, you already use the I get to, and you still kind of feel, I don't know, a lot kind of just on your plate. We're doing this for a reason, and we say it's because that's what we do. And so there's always a meaning behind something that we're doing. Like, for instance, we're helping families, we're helping people who might need our help, or just in general, like anything, pre-foreclosures, people who can't sell their house traditionally, people who can't move into their home traditionally. There's countless ways that we're doing it. So if you kind of just flip that around and change that to that's what we do, it doesn't even have to be pertaining to like business either. It can just pertain to like literally anything in life. And you kind of just switch. That's what we do. And it really, truly changes that mindset. But I believe mindset has a huge impact on not just your business, but your personal life. Just kind of having that positive mindset will really change the way you see things. And it's really, really helped me in the short time that I've been with you, Eddy.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. And also I want to kind of add that none of us are like doing this. I'm actually just typing out what you said, right? The big guns. That's what we do. None of us are like living this, I don't know, with like perfect life where now is the best and most suitable time to be able to do this business. That's not how it works. That's not how life works, right? Like we do what we need to do. Ashley is home with kids. Both of her kids are not feeling too well, and she's still out here making calls and making things happen. And then gets on here and jumps on and giving like super game. Ashley, you're getting like mad love right now, bro. It's kind of crazy. I love it. I love it. And then on top of that, like, you know, and Ashley's situation is no different from you guys. I know some of you guys right now, you already told me, like, you have like, you're in the bathroom at work watching this video, right? Like you got this video playing behind the spreadsheet screen so that if your boss comes by, like you're still getting it in. That's what it takes sometimes to be able to do what needs to be done, is by doing whatever needs to be done, right? You got to be able to put that forward and put that out. So Ashley, I really, really appreciate you being able to come through and show love and come hang out with us. We're talking cash buyers. Ashley's acquisitions on our team, as I mentioned, but even she's been calling on cash buyers. She's been using one of the methods that we utilize, and there's a bunch of different ways to get access to cash buyers. But we're not gonna go over all of them because I don't want to like overwhelm you guys. If you want to fast forward, then just go on YouTube. There's plenty of different things you can do. The difference that I want to be able to do today is go over some of them, and then also implementation. That is the word. I really want that to kind of just resonate with when you think of Eddy Charger, when you think of getting charged up, it encourages you to take action, implement whatever it is that you learn, right? And so that's why I started today with the two videos that you saw me start with. First thing is I want you guys to understand is, please don't be afraid of hard work. If you are afraid of hard work, you will not succeed in this business, especially in the time frame that we're currently in right now, okay? The market has shifted, and in my opinion, it is the best thing that could happen. I've been waiting on this day. Christmas came early, New Year's, Thanksgiving, all of the best holidays have now popped up because of the change of the market. And for some people, this is a bad idea. Some people, this is a headache. They're like, no, it was great back then, but there's so much changes that have taken place that is to the benefit of what we have, what we can offer, which is true value. See, the market has changed where it's not the biggest dollar amount as buying a house is. If you guys pay attention to my Instagram, there's some videos that are going to get posted that you see, like, people are regretting the fact that they bought a property and now they're like, I feel like I got. Could you imagine? Actually, could you imagine if you had spent $600,000 on a house last year that's now worth $540,000 and you still making them high payments?
No.
That would suck. Do you guys remember there were houses that were being listed with no inspection, no contingencies, because the market was so hot and people were like jumping in like, yo, give me that. And now those homeowners, do you know how crazy it is to have a house that you chose not to get an inspection on, and you just was so desperate, you was like, I gotta get into a house, the market is too hot, everything is just flying off the shelf, and now you realizing you're a year into it and you gotta spend an additional 30, 40,000 into your property to take care of something that should have gotten taken care of before you bought the house. It's crazy. We had a property over here on Grant that we just ended up finishing. We bought it from an investor. They ran out of money. They didn't have much to do. We get in, do what we got to do. And then when we do our final inspection, guess what? The bathroom that the investor who we brought the property from had finished doing, somehow they never connected the plumbing. Could you imagine if you're a homeowner and you said, no inspection, I want the house, give it to me. Now you gotta do what we had to do, is connect and run the plumbing, only to find out there's a crack between the plumbing from the house to the city. So now you gotta actually dig deep under there to be able to make, it was crazy. Could you imagine? Now we're investors. So that works. It's part of our game. But if I was a homeowner and I just spent my last dime on making sure I get this house, that's the craziness that we're in now. But I'm going to show you guys, through following us and seeing what we do, I'm going to show you guys exactly how we've been able to not take advantage, but we've been able to give the best value better than anybody else right now because of how we're buying. Now, before we get into all that, the first thing you got to do is be able to find your cash buyers. If you don't have cash buyers, listen, the way that you got taught to do real estate 2 years ago is dead. All right, the last 2 years, how you was doing it, it is dead. That market does no longer exist. If you had a list of 3,500 buyers, I guarantee you 90% of those buyers out the work, probably more than that. All right, you have to learn how to pivot and work with the new rules so that you can be able to win. Now, there's three main things I want to explain to you guys in the new rules. Well, maybe four, right? So let's go through this. The first one is going to be, I mentioned it before, hard work. If you are not willing to put in the hard work, I am telling you, you might as well just take a break right now. This is not the time you want to do real estate. It is going to take hard work. If you were making 10,000 calls before to get yourself 5 deals, it's probably going to take you 25,000 now to get the same amount of deals and not even the same amount of money. Does that mean that it's not a good time to do real estate? Au contraire, my frère. That's French for those who don't know. I speak French. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, now's the best time, because two main things have happened. And we'll talk about this a little bit more when we talk about the cash buyers, but a lot of cash buyers have dropped out. And a lot of wholesalers, a lot of agents, brokers, lenders had either gone out of business, moved shop, or they're saying, hey, I'm just going to wait. The market's too iffy right now. We're just going to wait. We're going to wait and see what happens. Warren Buffett has a quote that he says, when everybody else is buying, so when you hold all your money, you just continue to build and build and get more money. When everybody else is afraid to do anything, that's when you go and you buy everything. And you buy it on discount. And that's exactly what we're going to be able to do. Now, in Atlanta, we've had a lot of major changes. You can see, you can actually see the percentages. Like, so for example, in our markets, in certain markets in Atlanta that was doing very, very well, whatever the ARV that you come up with, immediately you got to take 20% off. 20% off of the ARV, just to kind of depict where the property is probably going to be when you get a chance to actually sell it. That's the craziness of the market that we're in right now. And in order for you to be able to understand how to do that, it's going to take you being able to come in, do the hard work, go through what needs to be done. So the first thing is hard work. The second thing is going to take consistency. If you are not willing to be consistent, as you heard it in the videos in the beginning, if you are not willing to put in the work every single day, I have something that I say all the time. It's, you want to make sure you show up every single day consistently. All right. Not show up every day. No, show up every single day consistently. That's how you're going to win. So you got hard work. You're showing up every single day consistently. And then the other one is working backwards. You guys have to understand you have to go after your cash buyers right now. And you do not need 1,000. In fact, if anybody has 100 cash buyers on their cash buyers list right now, if you are a one-person team or maybe a two-person team, maybe you can get away with that. Maybe. But if you don't have like a team that's with you, 5 or above, you should not have 100 cash buyers. It's pointless. You're wasting your time, and you are not going to be able to effectively work your business. If you are single business owner, maybe you have a partner, you only need 5 to 10 cash buyers, period. You do not need anything else. 5 to 10 cash buyers in this market will make you a millionaire, guaranteed. And today we're going to go over. So the fourth thing, so cash buyers, the fourth thing, and the fourth thing is implementation. You got to learn to implement. You have to implement. Right? If you're not implementing what you're learning, then what is the point? Right? You're just learning a bunch of information so you can say that you know it. Is that how food is going to get put on the table? All right, so let's dive into it. So this is what we're going to do. I got Stacy and Anastasia here, but I don't see no. Okay, well, let me introduce Anastasia. So this is Anastasia. Hey, Anastasia.
Hi.
How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you.
So Anastasia is part of my team. She is the person on our team that handles all of our land deals. She deals with the buyers. She deals with the sellers. Anastasia, have we been keeping you busy with land deals? Should I tell the people send you a whole bunch more?
Send me a whole bunch more, baby. Keep it coming.
I love it. Hard work. Anastasia, what's one thing you could tell someone who is looking to get into doing land deals now? Because a lot of cash buyers are not doing their typical things that they were doing. Some of them are getting into land. Some of them are getting into development of land, which is why this is taking a surge. Because in their minds, if I go get a land property and I can spend 6 months, 8 months working on it, well, by the time I get done and sell it, maybe the market will be in better shape, right? So what's one advice you can give, one key point you can tell anyone who's looking to start to get into land that you find that's been valuable for you?
What I found is, first, you have to know your market. There's land everywhere, but land is only valuable based on where it's located. So location. And also, too, you have to understand the type of land you're working with and the type of land that your buyers are looking for, because there's a variety of different land and land types. And you have to do your due diligence as far as is it septic or is it water? Does it have electricity access? Is it lined up with a city? So you have to do your homework. But the number one thing I would say is to know your market.
Love it. Know your market. That's perfect. And that's the truth, right? Like if you don't know your market, how do you know what to buy or what to sell? Right? So would you recommend that I just try to get land from all over nationwide if I'm just a one-person team, or because it's land, do you think that's a good idea? Or do you think, I should maybe stay smaller to my backyard? Like, what's your thought process on that?
If you're by yourself, then you have to decide what market you're going to work in, and make sure you have buyers that are looking for that type of land. Usually we don't recommend you buy and hold land. But if you're working with a team, which I highly recommend, you work with a team nationwide, and this way you can buy land all over, because your buyers are going to have different buy boxes, different reasons for looking for land, whether it's residential, commercial, storage, things like that. So If you're working in a team, definitely all over. But if you're working with yourself, pick the area you want to work in based on who your buyers are.
Perfect. Love it. Thank you. You did great. You was all nervous. What were you nervous about? You killed it.
I'm gonna kill you later.
All right, so I'll take her off, so we don't have no more problems. But no, she's an amazing person. I'm so glad that she's part of our team. Like Ashley was saying, we link up every single day and we go to war. We have a virtual office on Zoom that we go from 11 to 6, and we just get it in, right? We start our morning, and then we legit just go in and get it in. I want to bring on Stacy before I jump into what we're doing next, because Stacy is the individual that is like, when it comes to all of the JV deals and things that I do, I don't even get to see the leads first. Stacy sees them first, right? And so Stacy knows what everybody's been sending. She knows all the trash y'all been sending. She knows some of y'all still stuck in 2020 and 21 with your prices. Stacy, how you doing? Oh, you on mute. There you go. Oh, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Get your mic, girl. Get your mic together, girl. Get it together. So we'll give her a chance to see if she can get that fixed. But Stacy is very important, because all Stacy does every day, right? Stacy and I met through friends of a friends. I first met her husband, who's an amazing individual, does multifamily and is doing it in a very, very big way. And we plan on working with him on a bunch of deals and stuff like that. And so Stacy was like, hey, look, I want to get into wholesaling, and I've been doing it, but I really want to take it to the next level. So it was like, all right, perfect. Come through, start Monday. We'll work together, and I'll show you the whole thing, right? That's exactly what I did. And so Stacy's been able to come in, and now she spends her days being consistent, right? Putting in the hard work, and legit is just underwriting deals like this, clockwork, every single day. So like today, we're supposed to be going over 4 or 5 deals that she has that she wants to be able to get a second opinion on. Now, why am I telling you guys this? Why this is important? It's important because if you first get cash buyers and you say, hey, tell me what you're looking for, and they tell you the price point and everything like that, and then now you go looking for deals, and you don't know how to underwrite these deals, you don't know how to get them at the right price point, how on earth are you going to sell it to your buyers? You will make no money, literally $0, because you are trying to sell the wrong product to the right person, right? If somebody is looking for Louis Vuitton handbags and you blindfold them and say, I'm going to take you to a special place where you can get the best of the best. And then when you take the blindfold off, they realize, wait, this is Target. They're not going to buy what you're presenting in front of them because you're not giving them what they're looking for. That's the biggest ordeal here. Let me see if I can get Stacy back on. Stacy, if you can't, then that's cool too. But
no, I think I'm here.
What's going on?
Hey.
So Stacy, this is your time to shine and point fingers at everybody who's been sending you craziness in the emails. Tell everybody, like, what's some of the common things that you noticed when people are sending you emails, whether it's the pricing is wrong or maybe they're not giving enough information. Like, if someone's going to send over a deal, what should they be sending to the email?
Right. So if they send over a deal, one of the most important things I need is an address, and it's probably the most basic thing, but that's the one that
Are you saying you get people to send you a deal that don't send the address?
Absolutely. Yep. Wow. So yeah, I get a lot of deals without the address, and that's the most basic one that I need. So between address, I need to know where it's located, obviously, and price. So what price are you wanting? And if you're wanting me to go see the house, I need to know how to access the house. So those are like the main important information. Those are the main things that I'm needing in order to start underwriting the deal.
Perfect. Okay, so we got address, price, and access. How do we get in, right?
Correct.
Well, I've been to properties where it's like, yes, cool, you can go in, go check the property, and they failed to tell me that it wasn't a lockbox, but it was boarded. And so I didn't have the tools. So I had to go get the tools. And listen, when you're working with buyers, you want to make it as easy as possible. Why? Not because we want to spoil buyers, but we want them to feel so good about the situation that they're in with us that anytime they see Stacy's name come up, her text message, her email, whatever, they're like, oh, I got to pick up because I know it's a deal. Because Stacy always makes things as simple as possible. Most fix and flippers don't want to have to do the extra stuff. You know how I know? Well, they're fix and flippers. They don't get into the marketing. They don't talk to sellers. They don't do any of the stuff that we get paid to do as wholesalers. They just like to be able to sign, spend the money, and start fixing the house. Right? That's where they fall in love with the game. And so we got to make sure we're offering the right amount as well. So awesome. Thank you, Stacy. I know you got the, and see, look, my team be out here in the streets making it work. I really appreciate you coming. So listen, let's jump into this cash buyer thing because I think it's important. I want to implement. I haven't practiced any of this stuff. What I mean by that is like I didn't call ahead to nobody, but like, yo, I'm gonna call you like around 3:30. Make sure you pick up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing any of that stuff. So somebody said, could I share a copy of the letter of intent? Thank you, boss. Of course I can. I believe I had it up on the last live that we did. But what you can do is this: take a screenshot of this message and then post it on IG, tag me in on the post, and I will send this to you. I'll send it to you free of charge. I don't charge for it. All right, so let's jump straight into it. Here's what I want to do first. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you guys a couple of things. The first thing is, why is it important? Why am I telling you guys to throw away your old cash buyers list and just go with your, you need to get a new one, right? Or you need to go over your old list again, right? And I'll tell you guys in a second. All right. So the reason why you have to do so is because of this. Most cash buyers will tell you that, listen, I'm a buyer. Send me anything you got. I'm buying. Right? How many people have had cash buyers tell them that? Put some dollar signs in the chat so I can make sure that everybody's on the same page. Unless you're brand new. If you're brand new and you have never spoken to a cash buyer, then put I'm brand new. But I really want to make this point and drive this point home because it's so important. How often we take on the word of cash buyers without fully understanding what their positioning is. Like, what's this all about? Right? So there we go. So it's crazy how cash buyers will tell you, like, yeah, you know what? Send me anything you got. And you say something like, well, what you're looking for, right? Where you're looking for it, how much you want to spend. I'll buy anything. Send it to me. I'll tell you guys this right here. That is a load of BS. There is no buyer out here that is buying any and everything you send. Well, why do they tell you this then? They tell you this because cash buyers typically get called, text message by a million of you guys that are wholesalers, right? Perfect. My guy, Carter, says he's brand new, looking to build his cash buyers. This is going to be a really big one for you, bro. I'm going to give you guys the cheat code to how to build a cash buyers list, just straight to the point, active cash buyers. So why do they tell you that? Because they're just trying to get you off the phone, but they don't want to shoot themselves in the foot and not have an opportunity come their way. So in regards to that, what do you do when you have a cash buyer that says that to you? Send them anything. Send them whatever it is that they wanted. Well, I'm looking for anywhere inside the 285. Bet, I got you. Find something, send it to them. Now, here's where you make the difference. You make the difference when you send it to them. Step one. Step two, you send a text message and say, I just emailed you a property. Take a look. Let me know what you think. Step three is you wait maybe an hour, maybe two, but don't let the whole day go by. Then you want to get back on the phone with this person and say, hey, I sent you the deal. I didn't get any feedback from you. I want to be able to see what you got going on. Did you like the deal? Did you hate the deal? Heather gets a lot of them things. Look at all them dollar signs. That's because Heather making so much money, y'all. That's really what it's about. But you want to be able to get back in contact with your cash buyers. It's so important to get feedback from your cash buyers, because if you don't, you really don't know what's going on with your deal. You don't know if it's a good deal, it's a bad deal. If it's a bad deal, why did they not like the deal? What's wrong with the deal? If I got it too high, then I can go and adjust to get the price lower. If the condition is so bad, it needs more money in repairs, I can adjust and go get it lower. So I can go back and make things happen on my side of the table so that I can be able to give my buyer a great deal. Remember this, your buyer is going to be your client. Your seller is going to be your customer. Again, your buyer is going to be your client, and your seller is going to be your customer. Now, why is that? It's because your seller oftentimes is only going to sell you one or two homes. Your buyer will buy at least more than two homes from you. So because of that repeated business, consider them your clientele. Now, how do you want to treat your clientele? You want to, there's a reason why they're not called your customer. You want to treat them even better than you would treat your customers. All right? You want to take it a step above. So the first thing I want you guys to do in understanding these rules when you're dealing with your new cash buyers list, all right, is this. You want to talk to your buyers almost daily. If not almost daily, then at least once a week. I have something here in Atlanta called Cash Buyer Fridays that I do. It's almost every other Friday that we do this. We go link up with a cash buyer. I bring a couple of people with me. And essentially, what we do is we go meet the cash buyer, find out what they brought, why they brought it, what's the cost, what's all the ins and outs that deal with the deal, where else they're looking for property, and then we all go out looking for those properties and go give it to that cash buyer. We get paid every single time, right? But that's only on Fridays that we do that. So for me, every Friday, I'm either going to a cash buyer's property, their office, or I'm calling a cash buyer and I'm finding out, hey, I'm just reaching out. What are you buying? Where are you not buying? A lot of times people will tell you like, oh, you know what? Send me anything. I'll buy anywhere. Okay, cool. Where are you not buying? So that way I can exclude that from the list. Tell me where you're not buying, right? So that's the first thing. Rule number one, talk to your buyers almost daily. Now, I know some people will be like, I'm new. What am I going to talk to my buyers about? I'm not sure. I feel like I don't have enough skills yet. What if the buyer's like, you wasting my time? Listen, I'm not saying to call your buyer and read a love story to them. I'm not saying to call them and read a good night story or a Bible story. I'm saying calling and talking to a buyer and saying to them, I'm looking to just give you the best value possible. Does anything change in how you're buying? Where you're buying? Okay, no? Okay, cool. I know you said you don't like this particular area. Is that still the case? Do you have some other places? All right, bet. Listen, I'm working for you, Mr. Cash Buyer. I just want you to know that. Let me go get this done, and I'll be back with exactly what you're looking for. I'm making my cash buyer feel special because my cash buyer is now my clientele. I want that. I want them to see that I'm willing to go work hard for them. Now, this is why I said having a big cash buyers list is not the way you want to do business in the rest of this year or next year or even the year after that. All right. You want to deal with a small group of cash buyers because how can you be loyal? And what I mean by loyal is how can you focus on 100 different cash buyers almost daily? You won't even have time to go look for deals. You'd be so busy talking to Bob, John, Sally, Mary, Bartholomew, whoever these cash buyers, the names, like how? You won't be able to do it. You'll be running yourself being busy, but not productive. So again, 5 to 10, you can manage that, right? You can talk to them. The next thing that you guys want to do is you want to build relationships with your cash buyer. Build a relationship with your cash buyer. How does that work? Well, when you first call a cash buyer, you want to say, hey, how you doing? My name is Eddy. You want to tell them, a little bit about where you're from, how you grew up, you know what I mean? How's your mom and dad's relationship with yourself? What kind of school you went to? You want to talk about your first girlfriend and the crush that you had. You want to talk about the first time you fell off a bike. These are things that you want to talk to a cash buyer, as soon as you first get their contact information. Absolutely not. Definitely don't do that. That is the best way to not have a cash buyer ever want to do business with you. And also, it's kind of creepy, right? What you want to do is build a relationship over time. It's over time. If I'm talking to you weekly or almost daily, and every single time we talk, I can relay a little bit more details about myself and maybe get a little bit more details about you. Every time we meet, I can say, hey, so what you doing this weekend? Oh, okay, cool. Hey, how's the kids? Oh, okay, cool. Listen, by the time you do that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, am I not in a better position relationship-wise than the guy who just found your phone number somewhere randomly, calls you, and now is saying, I'm your best friend. I'm going to come work with you. Remember the rules. Hard work, consistency. Gotta be consistent. All right, now let me give you the last step. Here's the last step. Find what your cash buyer is looking for and then work backwards. Backwards engineer the whole entire process. Work backwards. What do I mean? Typically what they'll tell you, and I know you guys have all heard this statement before, right? Listen, if you find a good deal, a buyer will appear. Like it's a genie or something, like, oh, I got a good deal. Then poof, a buyer will pop up. Maybe that was the case when money was running real estate for the last 2 years because there was a lack of inventory. But right now, baby, we are not short on inventory. We are overpopulated. In fact, Arizona alone has about 3,800 deals that is on the market as we speak. Now, I brought up Arizona because Arizona typically gives you an indication of what the market nationwide is going to do. So, and I can already tell you right now, like I'm all in MLS. Atlanta is ridiculous. It's almost sickening how many properties are either still on market or expired or, just having the worst time of their lives, right? Here's a quick question from Frederick. If I send you an on-market property that looks dated and is in need of upgrades or needs a full gut job, can you tell me what the buyer is so your buyers need in JV? Absolutely, Frederick. Heck yeah. Listen, if you send me the address to my email right now, I'll have Stacy look it up and we'll give you what those numbers need to be right now live. My email is scrolling on the bottom of this thing. But heck yeah, that's what we do. So find out what your cash buyer is looking for, and then work backwards. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to work backwards so that you can be able to get the deal that you already know your buyer is looking for. You're going to shortchange the whole process to be able to get exactly what you're looking for. So I'm going to give you guys the tips, the clues. In my personal opinion, like, you can't go wrong with these two. Like, legit, you can't go wrong with these two. The first one I'm going to do is going to be using Privy, which I'm pretty sure everybody's kind of familiar with, which is great. And if you don't have Privy, that's okay. You can use another system, the same exact setup like Privy. You can use PropStream. You can use, if you have access to the MLS, you can use the MLS. Pretty much the same thing. A lot of you not. All right. Frederick, if you are going to send that, let me know in the chat, and I'll Stacy and I will get on it. All right. So let me share my screen with you guys. Where is it? Share screen. There we go. Boom, bang, bang, boom. All right, here we go. All right, so you guys should be seeing Preview right now. Make myself smaller here. All right, and boom, let's log in. All right, here we go. Now, this is Atlanta. This is America. All right, and so let's do Atlanta. So here's what I do when I'm looking for cash buyers. Is what I'm doing. I'm gonna look to the side because I have a whole dual try system set up, and so I'm gonna look this way for a little bit, even though the camera's dead smack in the middle. So let's do this. First thing you want to do is we're gonna go and select. Let's start with Atlanta, Georgia. All right, so we're in Atlanta, Georgia. All right, so now you see these bubbles right here. What they represent is how much deals activity has been taking place in this area, right? Now, if you look here, you see the filter. See single family active deals for the past 6 months. So this goes to show you what areas in Atlanta are having more real estate transactions take place. Now, if I scroll out, I want to point something out. Atlanta is not the only place that is getting pop is like getting business done. Okay, you have Norcross, Lilburn, you have Stone Mountain area, Lawrenceville. A lot of times people ask me, reach out and be like, yo, I know you're the king of Atlanta, man. Like, what's a good area? Atlanta is great, but you have all these other areas: Kennesaw, Marietta, Mableton, Douglasville, Villa Rica. I mean, listen, anywhere outside of here, right, it's still doing good. Faribault, Union City, like Stockbridge, these are great areas. And so what I would recommend that you do is that each one of these areas you also put in, right? So put Stockbridge, Georgia, and see what's the activity going on in that area, right? Now, if you decide that you want to do business in Atlanta, then focus on Atlanta. Find Atlanta buyers. If you're like, no, I don't want to do Atlanta, it's too much competition, whatever that means to you, which, by the way, is total BS. You got to change the way you're looking at things, because if you have more people that are involved in a particular area, it's more opportunities for you to be able to collaborate, JV, and make money with people, as opposed to trying to be the only fish in your market. But you can be able to move out to any one of these areas and be able to pick. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys step by step how to get this done. It's like the wildest thing. So first thing you want to do, and I do want to also point something out. The market has changed. The market is not dead. Let me say it one more time so we are clear. The market has changed. It is not dead. You have two types of buyers in Atlanta right now, or just anywhere, any market. I can guarantee any market. You have the type of buyers that you will call that will tell you market is super dead, super dry. We're not doing anything right now. I'm going to wait till like Q1, maybe even Q2 before I start buying again. Okay, cool. And that's okay. They're not idiot or nothing like that. That's their prerogative. That's how their business is set up. Buyers will always do things pertaining to how good their business needs it to be. So that's perfectly fine. You also have another buyer, same exact story, but they will tell you different. They'll tell you, send me everything you got. I just closed on my third deal this month. How is that possible if the market is dead? What I'm trying to tell you guys is please, 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 please don't do what I did in the beginning, which is believe what my favorite cash buyer or this one cash buyer told me and think that's how the entire market is right now, or that's how all of the buyers are thinking. It is not. Every buyer buys differently. Every buyer has different criteria. Every buyer has different amount of money to spend. Every buyer buys for different reasons. A buyer may buy, sorry, something's in my eye. A buyer may buy a property knowing it doesn't cash flows because they want the depreciation. That same property would be a nightmare and just doesn't make any sense for a different type of buyer. So I hope you guys are getting me. Please let me know if you understand what I'm saying. I don't want you guys going on thinking that the market is dead, and I definitely don't want any one cash buyer to drive your thought process different, right? When I typically send out a deal, I'm at least minimum talking to 3 cash buyers about the same deal so I can get a general consensus of what they think about the deal. All right, so let's move forward on this. So here we go. We got Atlanta tied in. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on filters. So I want to change the filter a little bit. One of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to hit single family. And then I'm also, now if you want to do multifamily, you can, but stay focused, right? So let's do single family, and we want to hit fix and flips. You can do 75% of ARV, but you can also do lower than that because the market is different. I would say probably like around here, 53% ARV. And so this is going to show you deals that sold in that time frame. Now, one of the things that you can do as well is you can come in here and you can select 6 months, 12 months, or past month. I actually like past months. I really do, and I'll tell you why in a second. And then you could add some other stuff too. Like if you wanted to, you can add certain keywords. So if you are looking for creative deals, you can type in creative finance right here or something like that. But for now, we'll just do this. And also too, this is for fix and flip buyers. What if I had a property, or what if I wanted to sell investment properties to my cash buyers? I would just come in here and click buy and hold. Same thing. Just come in here and click buy and hold. So let's first do this one. All right, so here, run search. Now again, this is just Atlanta. So this right here now are all the active listings. These are all properties that literally sold, literally been listed like 10 seconds ago, right? Like look, this one says listed 0 days. The further I scroll down, you're gonna see more, right? So this one listed 2 days ago. This one listed 5 days ago. Now, what am I looking for in this? And that you could do something right here, but I want to actually go a step further. So what I want to do now is hit fix and flip. So now what I just did is I'm looking at the whole map zoomed up, and I want to be able to see what areas is popping in Atlanta right now. Now, this is properties in the last, let's see what our filter say. Go to filter again. Scroll down. Last 12 months. Let's do the past month. Let's get a little Gucci with it. Let's see what's happened. All right. So these are properties that in the last month have sold. Like literally, like legit. This bad boy right here just sold. Today's the 10th. This sold on the 8th. Look at this thing. This thing is beautiful. It's a nice house. They did a really good job with this. So What am I looking for now? What am I going to do now? I would like to scroll down to the bottom. Well, it's popped up here. Sorry. So you can go to comparables, or you can scroll down. If you zoom out, I think it pops up too. But you can also look for investor activity anywhere in the area, and it'll show you like investor activity. Now, the investor activity typically will pop up in blue. You'll see it in here or sometimes outside of here. I don't really pay too much attention to that, and I'm gonna show you why in a second. Here's why I don't. So if you look at Privy, when you see this 150, then it's sold for 220, 108, and you see an arrow down, like these are the prices it was purchased at. And this is the price it's sold at. Purchase, sold. Purchase, sold. This is how much square footage they might have added, right? Right. They didn't add no square foot. So these kept the same. This used to be a 3.1. They turned to a 3.2. This one they kept as a 3.1. This one they kept as a 3.1. So why is this data, why is this information so good for me to know? I'm going to tell you. I'm seeing that in this area, if I can find a property that's 1,000 square feet, doesn't matter if it's 3.1 or 3.2 or not, and typically around this age, this year built, homeowners in this market, this crazy market that, oh my gosh, listen, the market is only crazy if you're trying to sell it at a price point that doesn't make sense. If you can talk to your cash buyers and then go get it at the price point that makes sense for them, you will make money hand over fist. Promise. So here we see 214, we see 245, 220. So we're like, okay, look, there's activity happening here. And here, before and after. This is the before and after. This was brought. Look the last time this was sold. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. You probably can't see it. This was sold last on January, February, March, April, May 10th, 2022. And it sold November the 8th. Ladies and gentlemen, I have something called the crackhead months, where properties were selling just way over their price for no reason. It was like crackhead prices. All right. Whoever this buyer is, they brought the property, got it at a decent price or whatever they felt was good, and they were able to put the work in it and still sold this property so that they can make profit off of it. Is this a person that I would want to know? Yes. Why? Because they're active. They didn't buy this property last year and then finally sold the property. They brought this property within the last 6 months. That's who you want to deal with. So how do we find this person? I want to show you guys something. If you go down to deeds, and a lot of times you guys, you have this data, you have this information. I want you to make sure that you're utilizing this fully. Don't just pull the list from these things, man. Don't just come in and be like, oh, let me use it to comp. Like, look at all this information. The deed here tells you exactly when the house was sold and it was recorded. So this was a true transaction that took place. You can go to property history. You can see when it was listed and when it actually got sold. And you go to mortgage history, right? Now, if we go to property history, let's see if we can get this. Let's see if it has it. All right, so it doesn't have it here. It would show up like this. So you see here, transaction. You see, this is when it was sold, the first time it was sold. This is the buyer. This was the seller. So this seller, this is when this transaction happened, the house looked like this. So this person sold the house to this person who made the house look like this and then recently just sold it. This is my cash buyer. So we've been on here on this thing for what, 10 minutes maybe on Privy? Not even, and we already found a cash buyer. Now, finding a cash buyer as an LLC is not impossible. It just takes a lot of hoops. But remember, I told you guys, it's going to take hard work. That was the first thing I said. It's going to take hard work and consistency. So it is what it is. How do we find this person or this business? There's a couple of things. I like to just do search on Google. You can go to open corporates. Let's see if that's going to pop up. Then there's another thing you could do is you can actually look at Facebook. See if you can find them on Facebook. Sometimes these companies also have their own website, and you can be able to reach out and be able to find their own website. So here we see Brazelton, Georgia. So that's one. Then we see it starts to change, right? You see a James Enterprise, LinkedIn. That's another great place to be able to look up property, the LLCs, and see if you find them there. Also, hint, clue, if you're looking for cash buyers or private money, LinkedIn is a really good place. Maybe we'll do a video on that soon, but definitely a good place. So here we go. All right, boom. What am I looking for? Look at this, registered agent. Now, I am not going to do a disservice and pretend to pronounce this person's name correctly. It's not a difficult name. I just really, really suck at pronouncing names, so we're just going to leave it at that. But Ms. Cobb is the registered agent. Now, how do I know for sure this is like a person or if it's going to be a, I don't know, business owner or like a LLC, actual building or something like that? It's simple, right? And look, you see here, company contact organizer. This is what you do. You just search the address. If it looks like a house, that looks like a house to me. Doesn't look like a PO box. Doesn't look like a UPS store. We got our first cash buyer. So now I would skip trace this, and there's so many sites you can use. There's actually a really good site Ashley likes to talk about. I'm actually going to bring Ashley back up real quick because she absolutely loves this site. Hey, Ashley. Could you tell me the name of that site that you love so much?
Oh gosh, it's cyber. Let me see. I call it the stage 5 clinger. It is.
Cyber background checks.
There you go.
That's it, right? All right. So thank you for that. I'm not going to skip trace this lady's information right now live. That's wilding. We're not going to do that. But you guys can be able to go to that website, or you go to there's another one, whitepages.com. Believe it or not, good old White Pages, and look it up, and then reach out to the person. Now, what happens? What do you say when you reach out to this person? This is what you say. I'm gonna give you the script right now. All right. Give you guys some time. Get ready. Get a pen, pencil. Get your iPad. Hit record. Do whatever you gotta do. I'm gonna give it to you right now. All right. So here's what you say. You say, "Hey, Ms. Cobb, my name is Eddy. I was reaching out to you because I saw a property that I thought your company did an amazing job. 368 Triumph Circle. Wow. I am thoroughly impressed." That was you guys, right? Now, this person is going to either say, no, whatever they say, right? Hopefully they're going to say, yes, that was us. Who are you again? And you say, well, my name is Eddy. I'm actually an investor. We kind of do real estate in different ways. We buy and hold, we do fix and flips. But right now we are just tapped and we can't do anything else. So I started looking at other people who have had fix and flips in the area. And that's how I found your property. And I wanted to see if you were still looking to buy any more great deals to do work on. Now, the odds of Ms. Cobb saying to me, no, she's not looking for any new deals are very low. And why do I say that? Well, because she recently brought that deal and she sold it, which means she's probably looking for her next deal Because unlike all the other investors, is she waiting till Q1 or Q2? No, the evidence say differently. Now, maybe she is, and she would let me know, and I would now put her on my team for as soon as Q1 starts. As soon as Q2 starts, I can reach out to them. Right? Is that making sense? Are you guys getting this? We'll look up another properties just so we can kind of make sure. So let's say I have a property. I'm going to do another one. Let me try to get here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my email, and I'm going to grab an area that someone just sent us a deal on. And we'll use that as an example. So let's see what we got. Oh, Frederick, you sent us a deal. Bro, you're supposed to say something, my guy. You're just being quiet in the background. All right, Frederick, we'll go through your deal. Do you want to jump on here with me and kind of explain the deal, or do you have like stage fright? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use another area because I want to underwrite the deal for Frederick, so I don't want to necessarily use his deal. But we'll use another area for my example. So let's go. Let's see. I want it to be in a. All right, here we go. This is kind of the same zip code. Let me try to find something outside of Atlanta. Oh, I know what to do. Give me 1 second, everybody. All right, so here we go. So we're looking for a location that's going to be outside of where we're currently at now, just so I can show you guys fully the difference. So let's do here. I'm going to my company's dispo sheet, and let's look at something that we recently just got sent. So let's go here. All right, we got one in. Let's do Stockbridge. All right, so here we go. So I'm gonna come here. So what I'll do now, just to reset everything, is if I wanted to, I can just come in here and hit privy coverage, and that just resets everything. But I have my filters in place. So another thing I can do is just come in here, delete that, and start to type stock to the bridge. Boom. All right, so here's Stockbridge. All right, now let's let it do what it do. It's gonna load up or do whatever craziness that it's supposed to do. It's not doing anything right now. So let's do it the other way. Let me copy this. Hit privy coverage. All right. Okay, so Franklin. I can't hop on right now at work. All right, my guy, I got you. All right, so here's what we do. Let's go to Stockbridge real quick. All right, there we go. There we go. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Hit filters. I'm gonna look for fix and flips. I do 65% or 66. And then what else should I do? I want to scroll down past 6 months. That's good. We can do that and hit search. All right, so as you see, when you get into some of these smaller areas, like there's not a lot going on here, right? Look how many fix and flips. But now, is that a problem? Is that a bad thing? Not at all. That's not a bad thing at all. That's actually a good thing because that tells me this is an area that a lot of individuals are not into, but I can get into and continue to serve these people that are still doing it. Remember, these are properties that recently just sold, right? So let's scroll. Let's try to see if we can find one that looks like it's been remodeled. Now, this is kind of tough because, you know, some of these homes are more like newer style homes, newer looking. This one looks like it has some remodeling done to it. Let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah. All right. Now, why am I looking for that? Because I'm looking for this. This is how I know I had a fix and flip, right? Now, they bought this in April and they sold it 2 months later. Look at the work that these people did. They came in like a crazy person and made this thing work in 2 months. That's beautiful. That's perfect. All right. So now what I'm going to do, let's cut straight to the chase. All right, let's go to deeds. Did it get recorded? Yes, it did. Bang, we like that. Property history. All right, so last time we did this example, they only had the one transaction recorded. This one has both. So you see, this was the seller, the original builder, it looks like. Sold it to Home Rebuilders. Then Home Rebuilders sold this to, okay, SFR Acquisitions. Now, SFR Acquisitions is a hedge fund. It's a hedge fund company. You are going to be hard pressed to try to find who this is. So I would recommend not looking up SFR. Now, hear me out. You could reach out to other individuals to see who's working with them, and maybe you'll be able to find out a little bit more and who to get in contact with at SFR Acquisitions. What I'm saying to you is they're a huge hedge fund company. So if you just try to look them up online, you are not going to find a contact information number. All right. Quick question. What could it mean if the deed wasn't recorded? Great question, Yolanda. It simply means people at the county are taking a lot of vacation days. That's all. It just hasn't got done yet. Doesn't mean anything in particular. It just hasn't been done yet. And so it's slower to update throughout all the systems. All right. So it was recorded at the county, it just hasn't updated through the systems yet. So how do I do then? What do I do now? So I got this company that's so big I can't track them down. Not really. Again, for my French, au contraire, my friend. So here's what I would do. This property was on market, yes? If it's on market, I can reach out to the agent. So here's the agent right here. She works for Compass. And what I could do is I can just come in here, search. What I would do, just to make sure Google don't be tripping, I hit Compass. All right, here we go. Boom. Bang, look at that. Here go her name and number, email, and the office number. So what am I going to do now? If I have a property over here, I would just give her a call. Hey, Mrs. Wright, my name is Eddy. I saw that you represented a client over in the Stockbridge area, and they did an amazing job with a property, and I saw that you helped them sell the property. I have another property very similar in the same area, and I would like to know if you think that they would be interested in buying my property and you could represent them in buying the property from me. I have the property under contract. Let me tell you why this sometimes is even better than calling directly to a investor. If you wanted to, you could actually just talk to the agents. You see, the last example I gave you, I didn't even talk to the agent. We didn't even look up the agent. We just found a cash buyer and was good to go. This one here, we can actually talk to the agents and then have a team of agents that you think an agent only knows one cash buyer investor? What are the odds of that? They probably know at least 2 or 3. So now I have more eyes on my deal than I did if I just sent it over to one cash buyer. So what should I do, Eddy? Should I do investors or should I do agents? Either or, and maybe both. Why not do both? No one's going to get mad at you because you did both. It's the best way to be able to play the game. So now we just peep how we can be able to find cash buyers. Guys, this doesn't take long. I almost want to do one more just so I can see how fast I did. Let's look at one more. let me pick a different area. All right, here's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna time it. All right, it's 4:15. And mark, it's set, go. All right, this time I pick Douglasville. I just got a property in Douglasville. I'm looking for a buyer. Go to my filters, fix and flip. We'll take it down to 57%. Past 6 months. I'm gonna do past month. Make sure everything is cool. All right, hit search, fix and flips, perfect. 14 fix and flips. I'm looking for the one that shows the most was done to it. This one looks like it was. Scroll down. Before and after pictures. Yep. Clearly it was a rehab. Let's go to property information. Let me scroll over. Is that the last one? Yep, that's the last one here. All right, this was the buyer. So this is who brought the home. This is the seller. So Peachtree, all that good stuff. So hit search. All right. Do I mean Peachtree? No, I don't, because that's not what they typed. I think it's supposed to be, is that supposed to be investments? Maybe it's supposed to be investments. I don't know, it's looking different right now. So let's just do that. Let's just keep it at that. Let me go back here and see. Peachtree, REI investments. I'm pretty sure this is a typo. There's absolutely no way. Here it is. Yeah, so this was a typo. So Peachtree RE Investments LLC. So let's see if we can find this on Google search. All right. So I'm not seeing, like, here's the business corporations, and I'm not actually seeing REI corporates. This is something else, some other type of company. It's investments. I'm not sure if they do real estate or not. But okay, so I'm not finding what I want to find. So boom, back out of this. Scroll up. See, who is this sold by? So here, so this doesn't show you who was sold by over here. So what you can do, and this is a really good example. I'm so glad I picked this. You can actually take that Georgia listing thing, and I'm gonna scroll down one more time just so I can see if the agent's information is anywhere on here. No, okay. So what you can do is you can actually just type this in and maybe even reach out to an agent or an agent friend that you have and be able to find that property. So here, this was listed right there. Let's see if we can find it. Last sold. See if we see any details on the agent. Boom. Bang. 418. I think I started at 414. Took me 4 minutes. And I found the agent. Now I can look this agent up and I can hit him with my speech. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. Perfect. Let me get to my man's deal here. So my guy has this deal and he said property needs full upgrades, gut job. Tell me what you think you would buy it at. So let's look this property up. I hope you're okay with me showing the deal. I'm assuming you are. So here's the property right here. It's currently listed. It just got on the market. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the pictures. All right, so looking good. So far, so good. I'm not seeing anything crazy outside of it just needing a full gut. Need some landscaping, obviously. Got to take care of everything on the front side as well. All right, perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look to see what's the square footage of the property, right? So I took a look at the pictures. Now I'm checking what the square footage is. Square footage is 1436. Okay, so I know that a property that is 1436 square footage and needs full repair, right? So basically, and by full repair, I'm assuming we're also talking about plumbing and everything like that. 1940 built. Now, here's a clue. If you're talking about a house that is 1960 or above, then that type of property, typically is not going to have to get a bunch of electrical work done or a bunch of plumbing work done. All right. Now, if you're talking about anything 1930, 40, 1920, it's a good chance that if those are, you're dealing with stuff that hasn't been remodeled in a long time, unless it was recently fixed and flipped in the last, 20 years, 30 years or something like that, right? So when I'm talking full rehab right here, I'm talking full rehab. Like let's consider the worst of the worst. And at that point, you're probably more at like $45 per square foot. All right. So if we're talking $45 per square foot, and we're talking the square footage is 14. Let me get a calculator so I can do the math right for everybody to see. So 1436 times, I'm going to do $45 per square foot. We're looking at about 65,000 in repairs. So what I would do now is the regular math that we do before, right? Find out what the ARV is, and we can easily do that actually by coming here. So I wouldn't count these as ARV. So here's what I would do. Not ARV, but as comps. I would check this box right here so I can get the little pencil thing. And then I would come in here and I would only count this stuff. Whoops. Wow, that was horrible. Oh my gosh. All right, let's do that again. So I would only count this stuff here as qualified comps. Because you can't count the stuff across the street. You can't count the stuff over here, especially in this tight area. This is Eddy Park. It's like a whole different vibe and everything over here. So the prices are going to reflect that. So here is only showing you one comp. This one sold. This was currently for sale, I should say. And let's go to all activity. Wow, it's a lot sold out here. All right, so this one, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to sold, and I'm only going to look at what recently sold. Anything else I don't look at. So, and for me, I'm really, really tight. So I'm looking at what sold in the last 3 months. If I can find enough data there, then I'm good. I won't go to 6 months. So here's 1, 2, 3, there's 3 months right there. All right, so 1976, that's not a comp, obviously. 1930 could be a comp. 2002 is not a comp. These 1920s could be a comp. Okay, perfect. Now, our property is 14,000 square feet. This is much smaller. So we got to keep an eye on that. Do we still want to keep this as a comp? I'm not sure. I don't necessarily think so. Especially because the bedroom count is not going to match, right? Because it's much smaller. So just for now, let's get this out the way. Our bedroom is a 3.1, 14 square feet. This is a 3.2, less square feet, but it's a 3.2. So that means I have space in mind to turn into a 3.2. This is also 3.2. That means I have space in mind. So now this one sold for $350. This one sold for $400, all the way fixed up. And they recently just sold. All right, this is all the way fixed up. Now look at the days on market though, so don't get twisted. This one took 64 days, it took 38 days. So I would say, and this one was the last one that sold. So I want to show you guys something. This one sold in October for 400,000, and just a week later, this one sold for 350. So you see the trend is going down. All right. Now it could be because this one's a smaller property, maybe, but ours is in the middle. So I would probably say my ARV on this, to be conservative, believe it or not, I would say let's take the 350. Well, let's go in the middle, 375 minus, and I would just take off 20% from the top, straight up, 300,000. So there you go. 300,000 is what I would suggest the ARV is. So if you take 300,000 and you deduct your 65,000, and then you deduct your assignment fee. So let's say you wanted to do, I don't know, 10,000 or whatever like that. But then you still do the same mathematics that you always do, right? So you do, your ARV minus your comps, ARV minus your repairs and minus your commissions. Okay, let me backtrack because some people don't do this. So the way we do it is we take our commissions and that the buyer is going to have to pay. So typically, a buyer is going to pay 3.5% commission to the agent. They're going to have to pay about 1.5% on the closing costs. They're going to have to pay almost 3,000. Almost 3% on the holding costs on average. And most investors right now, they're going to want to be in this deal to at least make 20%. What does that mean? So if we can sell the property for 300,000, they want to make 20% of that, which would be about 60,000. Okay, so in this particular case, if they're spending 65 grand, they want to be able to make that 65 grand back and be able to net 60,000, right? So I would tell you to be safe, on the safe side, you want to try to get this property under contract for about 131. 131, which is kind of crazy because look at this property here. The one that sold, it sold for 139. So, that's pretty freaking good, actually. I didn't pay attention. I should have probably just looked at this. That would have been 10 times easier. Let me see this real quick. Yeah, wow, look at that. Did a good job. Sold for 139, but when did it sell? I just want to make sure, be safe. So this one sold here, 139. So last year, sold for 139. All right. So boom, there you go. I hope that helped, Frederick. If you can get this thing for 139, I can find you a buyer ASAP. Or you can find your own buyer. Right? You can do it with one of my buyers, or I just gave you the tools to be able to find your own buyer. Now, I actually had another method that I wanted to show you guys, but I feel like I just gave you guys like the bag right here. Like, I don't even think you need the other method. Like, do you really need the other method? Is there anyone here that feels like, yeah, that was cool, but I'm not sure if that's enough. I need more. If you need more, I'll give you the other method. But if you like, because I just feel like you guys got a lot right here to go kill it. But let me know, what do you guys think? I got a few of you guys on here that are commenting. I love it. I love it. Let me know your thoughts. Do I need to give you more, or is this enough for you to go implement and start taking action? Because to be honest, you should have enough right here so that next week you guys have 10 buyers. But I want to give you guys that game. So let me know. Look, my guy Darius said, yeah, that's cool, but we need more. All right. All right, yeah, people saying anymore. All right, so listen, I'm gonna give you guys this one right here. This one is pretty dope, and this is implementation. So I'm only gonna give it to you guys if you guys promise to put in the work. I want to see you take screenshots, tag me in it, and be like, "Yo, I just did it, man. This thing is real. I promise you, this thing works." Here's exactly what you do. I want you to go to Google. And I want you to type in title companies in Georgia. I'm telling you, this is going to be fire. And I want you to come in here and I want you to look at all the different title companies that are in Georgia. Here's a good mix of them. And I want you to take a day and go to their website or go to the number, and I want you to call the title company. And I want you to be able to say, "Hey, how you doing?" This is the exact script that you should be saying, guys. I'm giving you the exact script. My team is doing this week. This is the exact thing you should be doing. "Hey, how you doing? My name is Eddy. I'm an investor here in Atlanta, and I was reaching out to your title company because I've heard good things about how much business you guys are doing, even though the market has changed. I have a bunch of marketing that I've done, and I am no longer able to close on these deals. I would like to sell them to another investor, but I want somebody that I know is going to commit and fulfill the deal. Can you share with me your top 5 investors that are still closing deals with your office? I would like to speak with them, let them know the deal that I have so that I can have them close the deal with you guys as well. Period. What did you guys just hear me say? Like, if you're on the other end of the phone, all you heard me say is, I got more business for you, and I need you to connect me to the other person that's going to bring the more business. I guarantee you guys, if you just do these 2 methods, you will have enough cash buyers to tell you exactly what they're looking for, and you will be able to succeed in this market. You don't need 100. If you have a team, max you need is 25 cash buyers. Max. Right? Like, you get 5 from the title company, get 5 from 5 from Privy, that is fix and flippers, and then you can do 5 that are buy and hold, right? We didn't do buy and hold. Let's go into buy and hold real quick. Buy and hold. All right, undervalued market. So this is 25% undervalued market. Let's see if there's any people who brought in the last 6 months. 25% undervalued market. Boom, in Atlanta. Here we go, 65, 85. Now, me personally, I like to be in the second tier. So this is 87. I wouldn't necessarily go to 87. I would probably go to 52, 65, because this has a lot of people popping right here, which is not a bad thing, but I want the next hungry market. All right, so let's go to 65 just for the giggles. All right, and then I want to be able to sort through it and look for the ones that I know would be more so for a buy and hold. So I click on that. What's a good high number? Like this one in Buckhead. I mean, if I had a deal in Buckhead, that should be a buy and hold. Or if you're doing creative financing like Eddy is, then you can sell your creative finance deal to a buy and hold investor, giving y'all the jewels. I don't want to hear why anybody was broke, couldn't make no money in this market. It's too much money available for us to make. So let's go here, 17. So I click on that, and now I'm seeing all these properties that is essentially labeled as buy and hold investments. All right. And what I can do is the same thing. Scroll down to the bottom. Look like it was brought and sold the same exact way. All right. So go to property history, find the buyer. There's my buyer right there. Looks like it's two. This person and this person. And if I get stuck and can't figure it out, then what I can do, and this was the old seller, see? And then what I could do is I can try to see if I can reach out to the agent, if there's an agent attached. If you see this here, there was no agent attached. All right, let's look at another one real quick. So it's just a random one. Oh, look, this pretty yellow door. Same thing, no agent attached. $10, $18, and then sold about a couple years later. Let's go property history. Buyers Atlanta Development Authority. All right, so now this one right here is, I'm not sure. You should probably look this one up. I'm not sure exactly if this is the city that came and took this over. Like, I know if you see like Habitat for Humanity or something like that, typically that's a government program and all this other stuff or whatever. But nonetheless, that's how you do it. So I just showed you guys why it's important. I showed you, what you need, what tools you need, why it's important to go after your cash buyers, the way that you need to go after them. We underwrote a deal together on this thing. Listen, I don't want to hold you guys longer than I have to, because I feel like I should let you go so you can get yourself some cash buyers, active cash buyers. Find out what they're looking for, and then we go get them. And I can show you how to go find those deals on another Zoom. But this right here is the bread and butter. Again, you don't need 10,000. You only need 5. If you're a one-person team, please do yourself a favor. Just have 5 and build really good relationships with those 5 cash buyers. And I promise you, they will make you richer than you ever thought, because you're going to make them so much money. Like, I really want you guys to understand, a lot of traditional cash buyers, they really don't know how to do what you guys know how to do. They don't know how to market. They don't know how to talk to sellers. They don't know how to negotiate. Majority cash buyers are getting their deals from the courthouse steps or tax liens or something like that. Like, they are still in like the 80s and 90s. You guys are the new age investors and understand how this game really, really works. And you should definitely be learning to take advantage of the skills that you have and leverage it so you can make yourself and those around you making bank. All right. Now listen, real quick before I dip, I really do appreciate you guys all popping in. I also appreciate my team. Bring my team back up here real quick. Got Stacy, Anastasia. Stacy just got the black joint. We got to upgrade Stacy, y'all. We're not sure. Don't worry, Stacy. We're gonna upgrade you, girl. We got you. And then I got some guys on my team as well, Dylan and Franklin, that just can't make it today because they're doing some different things. So still appreciate the ladies to come hang with me. Guys and girls, we are still doing deals. We're still wholesaling. This is my team here. They are primarily running the show on the wholesale side. I'm so active with them. But it is not too far-fetched that these ladies here will be running my entire wholesale business. There's going to be a point in time where I promise you, you're going to be like, yo, I sent you a deal. Did you see it? And also, I got an email from you. I was trying to figure out what it, and I was going to be like, you should probably talk to my team because they are the ones that's killing it. That's why I'm setting them up to be able to do this and make sure that they get paid just stupid, just over the top, just way too much, to be honest with you. But I want that. I want that for them, and I love that for them to be able to put them in that position. We are buying and looking and underwriting multifamily deals. You guys saw the one that we did last week with my guy Kyle. We're looking at everything, right? My guy Kyle, we're looking at properties that are 50 and under, and I'm still looking at properties that are 100 and above. I mean, I'm trying to take down 1,000 units on one go. All right. So with that being said, if you guys are interested in partnering with us with what we do with multifamily, send me a DM, type in hashtag we are charged up multifamily. Make sure you hashtag that we are charged up MF multifamily. Send it over to me on Instagram. Be the best place. If it's on, hold on, 130 or 139. Frederick, listen. If you're asking me what price should you try to get it on the contract for between 130 and 139, what do you think my answer is going to? If you can get it for 130, Frederick, get it for 130. Don't you want to make more money? If the seller is perfectly okay with selling it for 130 because you're taking care of their headache, get it for 130. That's not bad, right? Now, if they say to you, hey, you know what? I need a little bit more, and there's some wiggle room in there, then see if you can get on a contract for 139, and we can still make that work, right? But if you're asking what's the lowest you can go, it's going to be always according to the seller. What's the lowest the seller is willing to take, right? But yeah, so Anastasia just sent me a message. She said, I have a buyer for this 9.5 acre, $1 million. We need to talk. So on that note, everyone, we got to go. I appreciate you all. I'm going to get with my team right here. But again, if you're looking to get into multifamily with us, I put out a statement about maybe a month ago that in this last quarter, we're all going to walk a multifamily property here in Atlanta together, and we're going to buy property together here in Atlanta. So that is still on go. We're underwriting deals. If you have deals, send them our way so we can do so. You send it to the email. With that being said, peace, love, happiness, hair grease, and all that other good stuff. Stay charged up. Love y'all. Be safe.